Hello there and welcome to Simple Essentials. If you, like me, have a tiny little pantry and are really struggling to organize it, and every time you go shopping it just goes nuts and becomes this huge mess, you may want to keep watching because I have some really good organization tips and hacks for you today. Hello YouTube friends, and a very warm welcome back to Simple Essentials. If you're new here, my name is Emmy and I create content around simple living, minimalism, budgeting, eco-friendly living and all sorts of other things. So check out the playlists in the channel if you're interested in any of those topics, and I'd also love to have you as a subscriber if you want to stay updated with some of the content that I share. So without further ado, today's topic is I'm gonna have to find a way of organizing my very small kitchen. So if you follow the channel, you would have seen that a couple of weeks ago we moved house. I'll link the video up here somewhere with my minimalist moving tips that I put together for you as I was getting ready for that move. So we've now moved in. It's a 2-bedroom apartment a little bit outside of Melbourne in Australia. And the one thing I don't love about this place is the kitchen, and specifically the kitchen storage. So I'll show you some footage in a moment, but it's kind of a galley style kitchen and it's really low on storage, which is super frustrating. And the area that's been annoying me the most is the pantry, because we like to cook, we like to eat healthy, so we buy a lot of produce and a lot of canned goods and things like that. And typically on shopping day when I come home, there's nowhere to fit everything in and it drives me crazy every single week. So I realized I probably needed to spend some time on some affordable storage organization. And I'm going to link the products that I use in the description box below just so you know what I ended up using. I don't believe in paying a lot of money for things, so I actually only ordered 4 bins from Kmart. And I also had a couple of bins and boxes and bags that I had lying around the house that I'm going to use. So I'm going to hop in and show you now what we're working with, and then we're going to get moving. Alright, so welcome to my hallway, and as you can tell the kitchen is pretty small. That's the extent of it. So up here we've got a cupboard, which I do need my little stepladder to get up into because it's hard to reach, but this is sort of a pantry overflow. I'm going to try to put some of these things up in the top shelf of the pantry if I can. So we're going to try to organize that. Just the fridge, freezer and microwave there on the left. The tall skinny cupboard there is the pantry that we'll be tackling today, and I've also got a couple of cupboards here up above the stove. So up here we've got spices and stock cubes and things like that. It is really hard for me to reach that top shelf, so I'll try to reshuffle them into the pantry if I can. Here we've got our glassware. This is also normally where our coffee mugs go. They're just in the dishwasher at the moment. And then underneath here we've got underneath the sink cupboard, which is where I'm having to store our pots and pans. I'm not really going to touch this cupboard today because it is Tetrised in and it does fit, but it's not perfect. Got some drawers there. We've got some plates and things like that in there as well because we are low on space. And here is the beloved pantry. So it's actually as deep as my arm. And I'm not super short, but yeah, it's a very deep pantry, and this is just sort of the normal state of affairs. We've got some plates and bowls and things in here as well, but anyway, I'm looking forward to get this organized and show you how I go. And here are the bins that I'll be using for the organization today. It's just 4 of these fairly large, skinny kind, and then I also had an old one from IKEA. And you'll see me using some bags and tubs that are already in the pantry. They came with a lid, which I probably won't be using for this organization. So I don't know with you, but a good place to start I find is to just go shelf by shelf and take everything out. So I'm not going to show you every single shelf that I worked on, but I just use microfiber cloth and a cleaning spray and go through and take things out and bring them out on the counter, clean them off. Unfortunately, we, as you saw in the intro, have very little storage. So some of my plates and bowls and keep cups and things like that actually have to go in the pantry because we simply don't have room to store them anywhere else, which is a little bit annoying. But you know, you got to do what you got to do. You'll see our cat Freya come and say hello there. She will probably stop in a bit later in the video and say hi as well. I don't know what it is about cats and organization, but they love crawling into things and hiding. So, like I've said in previous videos as well, we do a lot of meal prepping and we have quite a lot of containers. A few of them are actually in the dishwasher as I film this for you. But I'm just trying basically to stack them together, and those godforsaken lids, making sure that the lids actually stay together as well. And moving on to the tea, coffee, and canned goods counter, it's really tricky, I find, because we're working from home here in Australia at the moment, mostly due to the pandemic. So my partner and I are both working from home, and we grab a lot of tea and coffee. I find that's kind of like our little treat through the workday. And you'll see that big blue metal tin as well. It's actually an old coffee jar that my grandmother used to use. So I'm really stoked to have been able to take that across to Australia and drink coffee from the same one as she uses. So same thing for sauces and oils and things like that. They tend to be really hard to reach. And like I said, the pantry is very, very deep. So stacking them together has made a huge difference, I must say. And here I'm just kind of going through, this blue bag was a temporary solution to put all like onion and potatoes and things like that together in the pantry. And it was just really frustrating because I don't know with you, it seems like onions and potatoes perhaps need, you know, to be in different bags. I'm not really sure. But what I do find when it comes to onions is that I just find those little onion peel shed things everywhere. And it's really annoying because it goes everywhere and then you've got to kind of wipe it up. So I actually do, I'm just going through here and cleaning out with the onions and the garlic. Like those are all like just rubbish that just comes out and goes on the floor everywhere when we cook. So just clean that out and putting the onions away and then pondering where in the world will I put these. So they're going to have to go in the tub with the other things that you can see there. All right, so let's show you the results. So over the fridge, I have this cupboard that I was actually able to declutter quite a few things from. Some of them I moved into the pantry and some of them I just got rid of, which felt really, really nice. So a lot easier to navigate at the moment. And then the beloved pantry, this is what it used to look like with, you know, some of the stuff is in the dishwasher as I shoot this. But yeah, just a lot of things just piled in. It was really hard to find things and it's so deep, it's deeper than my arm. It's really hard to find things in this pantry. So what you'll see here is the very top shelf. I was able to move some things from the other cupboard along with our blender, so that fits nicely on the top shelf, and the protein powder that we don't really use, but that's all right, that's for another declutter, and some plates, bottles, bowls, etc. Cat stuff, so that little white tub's got her treats, her harness, and a couple of other smaller things, but stuff we kind of need to get to on a fairly regular basis, so that's a bit higher up in the cupboard. Next one down is the Tupperware. This made a huge difference. A couple of my tubs are in the dishwasher, but that's okay, it fits quite well. Plates and smaller bowls are on the next shelf down because, like I said, we don't have a lot of storage. Here we've got spices, some canned goods in the back, coffee, honey, bunch of things like that. It fits very nicely in that tub, and my grandmother's old coffee jar. And next one down, baking goods way in the back, and then we've got some snacks, some vitamins, nuts, that sort of stuff, and that container I already had from before. Next one down, I put your rice, pasta, potatoes, onions, and things like that. So it fits really nicely in this drawer and it's really easy to pull out. My partner has already said he really likes this system. And on the bottom in the back, we've got paper towels, oils, and sauces, and my collapsible strainer and cutting board. So there you have it. I am so pleased with how this turned out. We've had this for about a week now, and my partner and I have both said that we're really loving the system. Even when everything is cleaned and stacked in there, it still fits really nicely. So very happy that I went through this, and hopefully you found it useful. That feels heaps better. I'm really happy with how it turned out, and I'm really grateful to have you guys following along on the journey. If you have any tips and tools about how to organize a tiny pantry or a tiny kitchen space, feel free to leave comments below so that we can share with each other. I'd love to get some tips from you and learn how I can leverage the tiny space that I have even more. All the best for now, and I really look forward to see you in the next video.